Boom! We are live. What's going on, everybody? This is Jackson Ray Wilkey.
And Jesse Ray Dow.
That's right. We the J Rays. And we are the Real Agent Now group right here on the hat here in Portland, Oregon. And if you are catching this
That's
not
right.
live,
We the J Rays.
oh, you can hear it in the background. It's working.
Oh, I got
If
big
this is your
mic
first time
there.
to this channel and you want to know everything about working, eating, sleeping, and living and playing in Portland, Oregon, then you've got to subscribe. I'm going to bring that up right now. Hit that subscribe button, click that bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. There is our number, our email address down below. We get so many emails, phone calls, text messages every single day from people moving and relocating here. And, just questions. Whether you're a month out, year out, we're getting a lot of them, and we absolutely love it. So make sure that you give us a call or text, anytime, day, night, weekends. We literally don't stop working for you. And if anybody's out there live right now, we've had such good, success with these FAQs. People coming on and asking us all the questions. So literally, if you're just tuning in, whatever, ask us any question that you have about Portland. Neighborhoods, tips on moving, anything that has to do with Portland.
Yeah, and
So
don't
there's
forget to follow our Instagram and Facebook page, Living in Portland, Oregon.
good job, J Dow. I'm gonna put that up too. Follow us Instagram and Facebook, Living in Portland, Oregon. There it is on the screen. Um, Jesse's doing a ton of video or pictures and videos because he's out and about on the town. So we're adding to that as well. So then you can get your daily social follow. But with that, as we wait for some more people to come on, again, if you have any questions, period, make sure that you ask those. But we wanted to talk about, with all these people moving, relocating here, just all like the extra services and things that we have, available for our clients who are moving here. And I'm going to hand this over to Jesse of just like, if someone's moving here and they need some yard work, whatever it is, like roofs, what are our people doing for our clients?
Yeah, so we have a super robust database of people that can help us do every single thing you need. When you move here, we always get a utility sheet from title company basically saying like who the local utilities are, cable company, garbage, sewer, all that stuff. But I go above and beyond that, and I've been working with people for over a decade, whether it's landscapers, roofing companies. We have an amazing handyman that can pretty much do everything.
Mm-hmm.
HVAC people, carpet, contractors, subcontractors. It doesn't matter. I mean, the list is limitless of whoever you need. We've got people that are on not standby, but they're basically willing to come out at a time's notice to help you out. And the difference between our market and a lot of other markets out there is our people actually follow through and show up and do the work that they say they're going to do in a timely fashion.
Did that happen recently?
Oh no, it just oh yeah. I mean, like we have people that show up and do work for us all the time, but I'm just saying that like in California,
Yeah,
I know it's like a huge thing down there where it's really hard to get people to come and do work, but then when they get there, they only do half of it and then bail.
exactly. So what this means, is when you're looking at these homes, maybe, it's going to need some updating. We have the people for that. And when he says they're readily available, like we put these guys to work so often that we're at the top of their list. The good news is I've used, most of these resources, and so has Jesse personally. Our rehab guy, I mean, he basically can go in and do anything from changing out electrical sockets to a full-blown remodel, new
Mm-hmm.
floors, new kitchen, new everything. So I mean, that he's really really well polished on that. He's done jobs for us where he's scraped popcorn before. He does paint jobs. So like, we have guys who paint, we have guys who do everything, and so we go above and beyond to provide that.
Yeah. So just and on top of that, when you asked if we do have something going on, actually we closed on a house last week on Thursday or
Mm-hmm.
for Wednesday. It was the day before Thanksgiving. The clients that we closed with had already contacted the painter, the person that's going to redo all the floors, and the hardwood floors, real hardwood, and the person that's going to lay all new carpet upstairs. And so they lined up the painter to come in and do all the painting first. It was already done. The floors are being completed and the carpet's being done, and then the painter's going to come in and touch everything up because sometimes you have to pop some trim off. Then the painter can come back in and do all that finished touch-up work. So yeah, they lined it all up. Everything is done in like 10 days, and it was super smooth and fluid. But yeah, it definitely took some prep work and getting it all done. But we got it locked down.
Oh yeah, it's nice to as you're moving here, you're worried about getting here first and foremost. So that's what we've really built these systems out because we work with so many people moving from out of the state and out of the country. So we have these resources available to make sure that you get your house in tip-top shape when you move here. All right. Here's our first question. With the immense greenery, how involved is the upkeep on yards? Your experience, Jackson. My experience is I got an HOA, so mine gets mowed and cleaned up for me. But I'll let Jesse go real quick, and then I'll answer too.
Yeah, I've had a couple houses. I live in a high-rise condo now, but before when I had my houses, I had a landscaper that came once a week, basically starting in the springtime, and then into the summertime they only come about every other week. In wintertime they don't even come at all. They might come once a month if you need them to. But the great thing about the landscaper that I refer my clients to, and that does a lot of our work, is he only charges by a case basis. So if he comes once a month, he only charges you one time. If he comes 4, you get charged 4. But he does like edging, weeding, pruning, all that stuff, and that's included in the weekly rate. I think he was charging like $40 a week before, so that was the last time I'd used them, and what all of our other clients say is the going rate is. So he does a phenomenal job. He's been working for me for like 10 years. Yep. Helped his brother buy a house. So yeah, they're great people.
Here's what to expect. That's an awesome question. I really like that. We're in the Northwest. You're going to get a lot of precipitation, obviously. And what you get also is a bunch of sunshine. So your grass is going to grow rapidly in the spring and especially the summer. So there's going to be a lot of, keeping up with plants, weeds, grass, all of that in the spring and summer months. Right now, it was literally growing. We had it mowed 2 weeks. I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, they probably did their final mowing. Now it's just green, and it's pretty stagnant. It won't be growing, throughout the winter. Obviously, we don't get the snow here, but we are getting some frosty, icy mornings, scrape the windshield type mornings. But that's going to be your typical in Portland, where I moved from in North Idaho, you didn't see your lawn for 5 months. It was just all snow. But I mean, that's really typical. And the other big, massive thing you're going to see in the fall is leaf cleanup. That's going to be your biggest chore, is cleaning up all those leaves. They're absolutely gorgeous when they change colors, but man, they literally, they come in hot. Yeah. Hey, look at Addison just said that. Yeah. There's our trusted main man lender you've seen in so many videos. Addison, October and November is the most leaf pickup. Portland does an annual street sweep each fall so you can make piles and they will come clear the streets. There we go. Awesome information. And again, we are live. Obviously, this is Q&A. This is working amazing. Ask your questions and we will definitely answer those. So we had a question from Marcus. Who made your website? It is freaking sick. Well, we got a guy, Marcus, and he's an amazing dude. So if you need some website design, we have that too. Not just your roof guys and painters, but we got the best website developers.
Yeah, on the planet. Upswing now is what they're doing.
Upswing. That's right. So we got to give a plug on that. That's another thing too for anybody listening. We do have a killer website, and we're changing a lot of these videos into blogs. So if you like reading the blog form, man, make sure you go to the realagentnow.com website. Marcus and his team and Laura just do incredible work, and they've got all those blogs on there too. So go out and read those blogs if you like reading them too. Okay, let's get here real quick. All right, this is a great question, Jesse. I think we can answer this a few different ways. Kelvin says, how much is rent for a 1-bedroom in mid-range neighborhoods? So first of all, let's cover, do we work with rentals? Can we? And then talk about that.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the city doesn't regulate renters or landlords to put the rentals on the MLS. A lot of cities and states, they do that. So like real estate agents actually help show rentals, and then they get paid on that. Well, unfortunately here, that's not the process, and the landlords can put the rentals wherever they want. So no, we do not work with renters. What we do is, like, when we get a lot of people relocating here, so they sometimes need to rent for a month or two before they find a house. So what we advise them to doing is looking up Airbnb, and we also work closely with a company called iTrip, where they can negotiate rates, for about a month or more if you need to stay in some short-term rentals.
Yeah.
But as far as like long-term goes, we do not help people find rentals.
Gotcha. Let's say though, just give because we do get a lot of questions. I mean, that's tough. How much rent for one bedroom in a mid-range neighborhood? Are there
What?
one bedroom rentals? Are you
Yeah,
going to
I
be
mean,
mainly apartments? You think?
yeah, oh yeah. There's gonna be no one bedroom houses ever in existence. But yeah, I mean, like I live in a one bedroom plus a bonus down in the Pearl, and I see them all the time for rent. They're anywhere between like 2,000 and 2,500. I would
Yeah.
say if you're like going out into like Beaverton, Hillsboro, a little bit outside the city, you're probably gonna be looking around like the 12 to $1,500 range. The thing is, like, I see a lot of people trying to save money and get studios, and realistically, a studio and a one bedroom are almost the exact same amount of money because really you're just paying for the space. Really, where they're going to get you is on the parking and some of the added amenities.
Yep. Exactly. Love it, dude. Here's my favorite question, Nelson. Huge fan. Love all the information. My question is, how many brewskis do you really drink? A lot of brewskis. I will admit to that. I fell in love with that craft scene. Here's something: if you're not into the craft scene, like I moved here and I'm from North Idaho, like tiny town, dude. You drink Keystone Light, and I mean that's just what you do. So I moved here with that mentality. My neighbors, a couple of them work for breweries and distributors, and I got into that. So now, I mean, I actually really enjoy tasting all these different, beers. It's just endless. Every day they're coming up with new beers, and what they do is they have these giant, they have these bottle shops everywhere that you can go in, and there'll be hundreds. And the one in Multnomah Village called John's Market, which Jesse hooked me up and taught me, has like 4,000 different beers. So one of me and my neighbor's tradition is, monthly we'll go spend 50, $70 and buy individual beers that you can do there and taste them. We'll just split them up and try them. So if you're asking me, I love the brewskis. We definitely hammer down on them, and this is the best place in the world for it. So
Oh yeah, I
Jesse could,
love I love drinking brewskis as well. I probably don't drink as many brewskis as Jackson because
yeah,
I got to be the face of the business. But no, but I love. I primarily drink a lot of pilsners. I love Freem Pilsner. I just bought a 6 pack of Stella at the store. I'm not really that biased. I get like on kicks of different things, but I definitely love the craft pilsners are my thing. And go out to dinner, I'm at least drinking one. I know that.
yeah. Okay, here's our next question from TB. What is the bug situation? Are there a lot of mosquitoes? I live in a tropical climate, and it's obviously terrible here. Just wondering what to expect.
No, there's really no bugs here, unless you're like down in the swamps of the water, like in some just nasty forested area. Yeah, you wouldn't really see that many bugs. At night, like in the summer, if you have the lights on and they're hot, you're definitely gonna get some bugs that are attracted to that. We do have a little bit of with the weather turning and the frost coming right now, you'll see a lot of like spiders,
I was just
small
gonna say that.
spiders,
Yep.
like small like garden spiders, and you can get those treated with you know, pest control.
Yeah,
But
Home
other than
Depot has
that,
a kill home defense. That's what we use.
I just went to a brand new construction before I jumped on the Zoom call. Client just closed on. We went through the whole house and we saw like one bug
Yep.
um, on the outside of the house. So yeah, it's pretty far and few between.
We're getting frozen temperatures, so yeah, like you said, the spiders are coming in. In the summertime, you will see yellow jackets. That's kind of the main thing you see in the summer is the
Yeah,
yellow jackets. But we haven't. None of us in the family's gotten stung in a while, so it's not like rampant. But yeah, you watch out for the yellow jackets in the summer. And the other thing you find around some of these areas are fruit flies, like the tiny little, smallest little bugs. So, and it might be the area we're in. We're in an old like strawberry patch, but yeah, you're not going to see giant mosquito unless you go down to the swampy areas, I'd imagine.
yeah. Even if you like go down to the Willamette River, people always think like, oh, if I go down the Willamette, like, am I going to see mosquitoes? The answer is no. There's not mosquitoes down at the river either. You have to
Yep.
go to like really still standing water.
Yep. Let's go here to Carmen. Saw one of your Portland neighborhood to avoid videos. How about the Vancouver neighborhoods to avoid? Okay. Um, First of all, we got to kind of figure out what is it just you? Are you looking for like an apartment or anything, or is it for the family? But Jesse, off the top of your head, like what are some areas maybe you'd want to avoid in the Vancouver area?
Um, it really all depends. I mean, I call Fruit Valley, I call it Chernobyl.
Okay,
There's this road,
elaborate.
there's this road called Fruit Valley, and it's literally like it's the port of Vancouver's over there. But when you drive down there, I mean, there's like tons of train tracks. It's just like all a bunch of like industrial area, and I just don't think it'd be a very good place to live. And anything that runs along that, it's on the west side
West.
of West
Yep.
Vancouver. Yeah, and it's just like it's super loud and noisy down there.
Yeah. Yeah, and like what you're gonna notice downtown Vancouver is a really happening scene and a lot of people out walking. But there's the Esther Short Park, which is the giant park right in the middle, and you'll see like a lot of the bums hanging out right around the edge of that every once in a while.
Hmm.
But yeah, Vancouver, like just being up there, I don't nothing really hits me as like super shady areas.
Yeah, if you like look on the I mean, there used to be some pretty bad spots, but I think it's all like really, really coming up. And there's
Hmm.
places like last year that the houses were selling, or even like 2 years ago for like 180 that I'm now seeing the neighborhood selling for 280. And a lot of investors are going in, gobbling those houses up and flipping them.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's called like
Another
Rosewood is what the area is called. I think, yeah, Rosewood.
Yeah, another rule of thumb is, anytime by I-5 on ramps and stuff, you might see some more homeless. But yeah,
Yeah.
Vancouver definitely is not going to be too terrible of a spot.
Yeah, usually like if you drive up I-5 and like there's like the 78th Street exit and like the Mill Plain exit, like right off of those, like right close to the freeway, are going to be like some very, I'd say like lower price point homes.
Yep.
But that's all going to be the west. That's all going to be the west side.
Okay, I think this is a good little contradictory um, comment here. And Kale says recently moved to Portland, didn't expect it to be so expensive to live. I'd imagine he's elaborating on the housing market. We have talked about this numerous times compared to maybe Midwest cities and some of the southern cities. Our housing prices are definitely a little bit higher as the national average. We come in at like 160 if the even number's 100.
No, 106, I thought.
Maybe no, I think we're about 160 compared to the national average. Seattle's going to be about 300. San Fran is about 600, I think it is. So yes, compared to some areas, our national or our median average of homes a little bit more expensive, but the actual cost of living, utilities are actually lower than the national average. We have so much water and hydroelectricity, that's being built, so those will be lower. Transportation's great, but yeah, I mean, the housing prices. I mean, if you're moving here, you know what you're getting into. You've been looking at the housing prices, but
Yeah.
um,
So based on the yeah, when we looked at the top most expensive cities in America, I think Portland ranks like number 10, but and that's for major metro cities, but we are the cheapest on the West Coast.
yep. So anywhere from Denver, all the Californians, and even our neighbor to the north, Seattle, their median home price is 731 right now, where ours is, about 400, 420. So we're, almost half the price, but the same cost of living. So yeah, it is what it is. It is expensive. I came from North Idaho. It was the homes were a little bit more expensive here. But I will say one thing: the houses, even in North Idaho, because of people being able to work remotely, um, the Northwest in general is such a gorgeous place to live that basically any of those cities, my little hometown of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, the housing prices have almost caught up to here. So that was a tiny little town. A lot of the Northwest is really starting to boom. You're seeing a lot of people move here, and it's just kind of inevitable.
There are like areas around town. I mean, you can get a single level ranch in some parts of town still for like 350.
Yep, for sure. Let's see.
Someone's asking if you do the
Well, here's the next one in line from our boy. Is there any mid-range homes or neighborhoods adjacent to Forest Park, um, or is it all 600,000 and up?
yeah, I mean, to be like right on the park, yeah, you're not going to get it close to it for that price point.
And
Like, no, it's all.
adjacent to it?
I mean, you can get like Cedar Mill. Like I was looking at that one single level ranch that was 400,000. So yeah, I mean, if you live just within 3-4 miles, yeah, we can find you something in the 400s.
Cedar Mill. Why don't you explain right where that is? But it's at the 26217.
Yeah, Junction. It's right
Yep,
where our office is located.
yep. An area we always talk about. Really, really up and coming. Really nice, or not up and coming. It's a really nice area, anyways. So Cedar Mill might be a place that you'd want to look for that. Let's get to a few more of these. Okay, here's a good question. Moving to Murrieta by Jessica. Does Jackson do the showings? So as of right now, I used to do a lot of the showings, me and Jesse both. And able to, get all these videos out to, all of our subscribers from all these videos. I have actually taken the role of basically shooting all of the videos and editing them and getting them onto YouTube. It's a full-time job, 7 days a week to do so. And we're trying to get a lot more stuff going too with podcasts and getting the website going with blog writing. So my job right now, and I do help out with showings when Jesse and Heather, we should definitely introduce. Heather's our new buyer's agent. They take care of the majority of that, but I do, when they're booked up, I step in. But it's you're looking at the man right there next to me who handles all that. And he's the best at it. We know our roles. We know what we're the best at. And the real estate and the showings and all that, he is just really, on point with it and does it effectively and efficiently. So maybe go through that. What's a quick process? They call, you're going to schedule the Zoom and get them out on their tour, right?
We schedule the Zoom, and then we find out when the client's coming to town. And if they don't have a date set, we try to set up a time. And then they come, they stay at like an Airbnb or a hotel. We pick them up. We go out and look at some areas. If you've never been here before, we really want to look into the areas before we ever show a house, because, if we set up home showings, that takes a lot of time. But once we dial in the area, that's when we really start looking at the houses. And usually, when you're about 60 days out from buying is when we'll start actually looking at houses.
Exactly. So hopefully that answers your question. Here, let's see. What is the air quality? Is there smog?
I will say this: every single person that comes here always says it smells so good here, and that the air is so clean.
Exactly.
There's no smog here.
I've had quite a few friends from like the California, and even clients come here, and they as soon as they cross that border, they say they get out and they're like, "Oh, it smells so good here." So I don't know the numbers on the air quality, but yeah, I mean, there's no smog. The only kind of like smoke you're gonna get is in the summers when the smoke from the California fires or Canada gets a ton of smoke, and that wind will push it south. That's really going to be your worst breathing air, and that's when you have air quality issues. But as for smog daily, I mean, you just don't see it. Armo says no smog, only smog is from people smoking big grass. You might see that here. Okay, here you go, Jesse. Where's the best place to live in Portland for Generation Z?
I definitely think like Northwest 21st Ave or Mississippi Ave.
Okay, tell them why.
Oh yeah, so 21st Ave, I like it because there's like tons of like cool bars and a lot of like, I'd say integrated fun lifestyle to live down there.
Yep.
I lived down there when I was in my early 20s, and I absolutely loved it. Mississippi Avenue in Alberta is going to be the exact same thing. There's just like so many stacked up bars and just fun things to do for that type. I'm sure that lifestyle of what they're looking for is that specific stuff, and there's a lot of younger people that live over there that all are about doing the same thing. So I would say Alberta Arts, Northeast Portland, Mississippi and North Portland, Division, Richmond neighborhood in Southeast, and then Northwest 21st Ave. And they're all going to be relatively, affordable living over there. You can find some, 1 bedrooms or even like shared houses, because a lot of these areas are old turn of the century style homes that are massive, where people actually might be renting out like a room or, 1 level of a home.
Exactly. So I just dropped this down to the corner, Jesse, and I got the map up here. So he talked about 21st and Northwest. So like you can see the Northwest District. Slabtown right here is an incredible area that's really taken off. You'll see a lot of younger people in this area. Go ahead.
Where Jackson's at on the map, like they're proposing to bring Major League Baseball here, and that's where they're going to build the new stadium once it passes. But Slabtown is killer. They're actually building a brand new brewery up there called Hammer and Stitch.
Yeah,
it's going to be really cool. There's tons of new restaurants up there. That place was just like a freaking like concrete jungle a couple of years ago. It's actually at the end of 21st Avenue heading to the north. And when I lived up there was nothing over there. It was just flat concrete. Now it's like the most vibrant part of the city.
Yeah, so I'm going to finish this real quick. he talked about 21st, and then I see your other question there too. I think is it Darnell?
Someone said
We'll
you're
get,
out of your early 20s. Yeah, I'm in my late 30s.
yep, yep. Here's Mississippi. This is Nopo, we call it, North Portland, but this area really is really cool, right? It's like right here. So all of these, you're right close to downtown, and you're gonna have incredible transportation. He talked about Alberta Arts, so that's right here, Alberta Street. Now he just asked, where's the best place to live for in the suburbs for Gen Z?
Honestly, I would say probably Beaverton. Kind of depends what your like lifestyle's like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and where we do see them, downtown Beaverton isn't so much. There's not as much to do. Um, I'm seeing, and I live right in this area, in this Progress Ridge area, because there's about 50 shops, restaurants, bars, and a lake right here at Progress Ridge. And there's actually the growlery there. It's got 44 different beers on tap. You have the movie theater. You have Ridge Pizza. So I'm seeing a young crowd. They do bingo nights. They
Mm-hmm.
do trivia nights. They do in the summer. They do beanbag toss, and they have like
Yeah.
competitions. So they're right around this Progress Ridge. There are hundreds of 2-bed and 3-bed townhomes. Really nice, open concept. So you can walk to this entire area. And that's just me personally because I live right there. I see a lot of them. And maybe that'll
Yep.
spark something else to Jesse if he thinks of something else. Maybe.
No, I was gonna say I bought my first house ever out there when I was
Hmm.
I think 25 years old, and I bought in that area and I absolutely loved it out there, and I still like would love to live up there again, but it's just a real fun place. There's just so
Yep.
much to do, and that whole area is like really growing.
Especially with suburbs. I mean, like Lake Oswego's got a lot to do down there, but it's really expensive. I do see some younger people really moving over here to the Tualatin area because there's a lot to do outdoors, a ton of paths to hike and walk, and then you have the Bridgeport Village. This whole Cabela's here, and then the Bridgeport Village is right up in here, and I don't know, it might be 100 shops, restaurants, bars, movie theaters right in there. So, and it's a little more affordable in the Tualatin area. You can find a little bit more affordability. We got a client in this King City area, which is really close to it, a lot of parks. So maybe in
Yep.
this whole Beaverton, Tiger, Tualatin, again, for you listening too, I don't know if you were on the last one. Here's Progress Ridge. Right here, they're building all these brand new homes in construction. And I saw a sign driving by it the other day. Townhomes, beautiful, open concept uh, townhomes starting in the upper 200s. So
And
really
tell
good
them
opportunity.
and show them where the world class vineyards start.
Literally right next door. So like all this right here is the brand new high school, and then out this way is all farm fields and wineries. We got our Christmas tree right here, 5 minutes down the road at a farm. You can go cut trees. There's vineyards. It's just endless. So
Oh
you're really
yeah.
close to the farm country there.
That was like one of the other reasons I love living in that area, like where you live, Jackson, is because you can literally drive 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and be in some of the best wineries that you've ever seen in your life. I mean, these
Yep.
places we just like got voted four of the top 100 wines in the world were from Oregon, most influential wineries.
Yep. It's just a lot of people don't know that. Again, everybody, I'm going to go back to us. We are live. If you have any questions at all about Portland, man, these have been some incredible questions. We're loving it. We'll answer anything you throw up here. Um, yeah, how do you stay in shape with all that good food? That is one thing, but the Northwest and especially Portland is active. Jesse, here's a great topic. Tell them about, and I just did kind of a video on this, things you need to know before moving, but like tell them about how many different groups there are here, especially for like active activity groups and stuff, running and.
Oh yeah, there's like, I mean, every night when I go outside, I see like tons of like different groups of like people running. So yeah, there's like running clubs, walking clubs. There's like, I mean, keep the streets safe clubs. There's like,
Mm-hmm.
there's tons of rec leagues too. So there's like recess time, underdog sports league, and they do like bowling, ping pong, kickball, softball, basketball, all sorts of different things. And yeah,
I
there's
saw
just
some
like
homies playing Quidditch in a park the other day.
Oh,
They must be
nice.
like a Harry Potter group or something. So,
Oh yeah, I've
uh,
seen some of that stuff too, like where they're out there with their swords and.
yeah. Yeah. So on top of that, the way I stay in shape, I play basketball like Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings at 5 a.m. I love basketball. It's my thing, and that's how I stay in shape. There's a ton of that. You'll find local churches and high schools that are open. There's two of them right next, close to my house. And yes, you will find those running groups. But there's a lot of Addison Net, our lender, talked about this. He lives up Nopo area, and what's that park in Kenton?
Oh,
Ken- Uh, if you look up in Kenton, North Portland, that you're starting to see a lot of younger professionals. They have a huge park, and he says it's literally loaded with intramural sports. So that's really how, man. You got to just get active. You'll literally, you can't go outside even on rainy days and not see people running everywhere. There's where Jesse lives, all time of the day. People are working out constantly, coming out of yoga classes and health and fitness. I mean, even though there's a lot of good food, is top priority. Plus the restaurants here, if you're going to not your box shop restaurants, they're all going to be like fresh local ingredients. So I mean, a lot of it's better food, but yeah, man, you got to keep
yeah.
active to keep it off.
Yeah, I definitely eat out a ton, and I just don't eat it a lot. I mean, I just eat until I'm full,
Yeah,
and that's really like. I mean, everyone always tells me like, "Oh, you barely eat anything," and this and that, and I'm like, "Yeah, but like I also need to stay in shape, and I don't really like working out that much." So, um,
exactly.
and when it is high quality, I mean, you're getting like the best ingredients to your point. So I mean, you don't have to like worry about like all those like unnecessary chemicals and fats that are going to your body.
Exactly. Yep. Easy to eat good food that's good for you. Yeah, in the grocery stores around here, there's a lot of Whole Foods, Zupans, New Seasons, so a lot of organic produce. So just that's really how. Here's a tough question, really tough. Um, Last question is racism really bad in Portland? I hate to ask this question, but I hear it's really bad there. Um,
Zero.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can find a place in the world where it's non-existent. Um, but man, I think you got. I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe more out in the boonies, but I will say, and we just talked about some of the suburb best areas. If you're on the west side, that's where you're going to find the majority of the culture anyway, because of Nike and Intel. My son's school right up the road is, I mean, it is such a mix. There's really no
Hmm.
race that is predominant in there. So, man, and I don't want to be like, yeah, there's none here. We're white, but like that's a tough topic. I think you'll find it almost anywhere you go. But man, Portland, I've got a lot of black friends here that I play basketball with too all the time, and I mean they don't ever talk about it. It doesn't seem to be an issue, and a lot of them grew up here. So
Yeah, and everyone always talks about when they come here like how friendly Portlanders are. So it's definitely like a pretty friendly city and very accepting.
yeah, so I know definitely on the west side, man, you're going to be good to go. Here's a good one. Love this. Best parks and trails. I found a wine hike group. Can't wait. That is so cool. That's what we're talking about. There's literally any group. Jesse put that book up again for them. It is called The Urban Trails of Portland. Tell them about it.
Oh yeah, it's just since I live downtown, I love just knowing what the local trails are. So this actually tells you about every single trail and park that is in the urban city, which is really cool. And I didn't even know about half of these until I bought
Hmm.
this book. And I've hit a lot of them, and it's unbelievable like how many different trails there are and hikes and cool things there are to do.
Yep, and I just went to the map. So to give you a little bit more value, here is some of the best right here. Obviously, the two biggest. This whole section you see up here is Forest Park. So literally just outside of downtown, you can actually walk to it from northwest. This is the largest park inside of city limits in the entire nation.
Yeah, these
It's
are the most common
huge.
wildflowers that you'll find.
We'll have to show that in a second. We're down on the map view.
Oh yeah,
And the one
sorry.
other one I really love, you can see all this green in here. This whole area is really hilly and beautiful. A lot of people love living here. But if you go down into here, Tryon Creek, I think I just read it the other day, 75 miles of like cured running trails and hiking trails, and they're going to be hilly, and you cross bridges over creeks, and it dumps you right into Lake Oswego. So Tryon is huge. Any of these parks in here are big, and then up north is Forest Park. But that book shows you so many other ones. I mean, you can see this is the one we always go to on the west side. Um, a lot of hiking, really good trails. So I would definitely suggest getting that book. Say the title of that book again, Jesse.
Oh yeah, it's just called Urban Trails Portland. It's by Eli Buscetto.
Urban Trails Portland. Pick that up. You'll never be able to get to all the trails.
That's so cool though, like the wine hike group, man. I need to
Yep.
look into that.
Wine hiking.
I know Sky always asks about the vegetarian food and stuff, and I actually saw that they just opened a vegetarian Indian restaurant. So if you check out Eater PDX, it's called Eater PDX.
Oh
It's
yeah.
all about food in Portland, and they have them for each city. But it's like the best food blog. It kicks like Yelp's butt. And that's all I follow and get my food recommendations from them. And the other day they had a huge thing on all the vegetarian spots in Portland. It made me think of your comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eater PDX, and they'll post it on Facebook. You know that you'll get hit by all their ads there, but they literally have the best blog writers. I reached out to them personally. I'm trying to get them on. I'd love to interview them about some of their restaurants. So hopefully we hear back from them. And get them on so they can talk about what's really happening around here. So again, we're live. We haven't had too many questions. If you have any questions, period, about Portland, Oregon, now is your time. We've already been going for quite the
Oh,
time. You got something else?
oh, we were just talking about this earlier, but the Christmas ships start in 2 days.
I'm going.
So every night they run. I have a view of the river from my condo, so I can see them from here. But yeah, they run the Christmas ships at night up and down the Willamette. It's really cool. And there's usually like about 20 of them or so. But if you actually go down to the river, you can hear them. They're like blasting music, and it's a pretty cool looking thing.
And you can ride those, right?
No, they
Oh, you
have
can't?
cruises. They have cruises that you
Yeah.
can do. But yeah, these are just like all a bunch of people that get together and deck their boats out. It runs until December 23rd every night.
Yep. Here's another one from Carmen. Does the city really shut down when it snows? And how about black ice?
Like if it snows, I mean, if we get like an inch of snow on the ground, and it maybe takes 10, 15 minutes to get home. I mean, it might take you like 4 hours because everyone just, they start getting really dumb.
Yep.
And if they only have two-wheel drive, they don't have chains and whatnot. But last year we only had one trace of snow, and nothing happened last year. With regards to black ice, never really had black ice.
Yeah, I actually, exactly. I mean, the snow is such a rarity, but when it does hit, as for my case last year, my son had 2 days where they had just late start, so they went in at noon. Literally, we got like an inch of snow, and the kids go out and sled in it until it's literally just mush, and then at noon they go. Um, it's rare for it to shut down. In fact, I think what happens more or less is that the scarcity comes. This giant winter storm's going to hit. Like we had this snow apocalypse that was supposed to hit us last year
Oh
and get
yeah,
eight to 12 inches, and people were buying generators and gas and like zombies were coming type stuff, and nothing happened.
I know. I stocked up, dude. And I remember just like being here with all this food and
Stocked up
bru-
on
brewskis,
brewskis.
dude. So many brewskis. But that is the coolest thing I think about when it snows is then everyone gets together, everybody goes and hits the bars, and you kind of
Yep.
have some days off to have some pub crawls.
Employers are very, very aware of it. So if you're working a job, or there's kids at school and some kind of giant snowstorms on the way, basically the company or the school is going to say go home, um, because they have in the past gotten trapped, and so it just makes a mess. But if it does snow really fast, a couple inches, then yeah, it's basically just going to shut down.
Yeah, it snowed this weekend.
Yeah,
Remember on their last live show, it was snowing outside.
it was. Yeah, I mean nothing stuck. And as for black ice, the only thing you got to watch for is bridges that cross over creeks. The other morning I was going to basketball at 5 in the morning, and going over this bridge, slid right through it. So it's really rare, and over the waterways is where you're gonna see it.
Yeah, in the shaded areas, but they usually have de-icer on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Extra days off, nice. I know, right? For the kiddos, they love it for sure. So it is funny. I mean, I come from North Idaho where we'd have snow for 5, 6 months a year and driving 6 foot of snow. So to get like an inch here is just hilarious. Um,
Yeah, we take our clients out in rain, snow, or shine, so it doesn't matter to me. I have an all-wheel drive Jeep Grand Cherokee that'll go anywhere.
Yep. Yep. We both got 4-wheel drive. We'll take you rain, snow, or shine. Okay. How long is it too cold to be active, or are people outside year round?
All year round. I mean,
I know my answer. Yep.
it's like 34 degrees out today, and there's people out running, walking, and it just you just got to bundle up for the weather.
That's the thing about this climate's pretty moderate. I mean, even it's December and nights are freezing, but then the sun's been out every day the past week. It's just I can't believe how easy the spring's been. Literally, it's been like just minimal rain, sunny. But yeah, I mean, we are out constantly. We go out all the way through January. January is going to be more of our colder months. And yeah, we're out all the time. You see people. I mean, that's why the Patagonias and Colombias and them.
Colombia.
Yeah, that's why it was all made was for this weather. This is what people truly embrace. We were at the coast last week or last week for Thanksgiving, and there's people surfing out there. Like it's crazy to me. But you're going to see a lot more people, and actually the people who maybe are from here, don't go out as much in the winters, but you will see no shortage of people still being active outside.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna go to Thousand Acres Dog Park the other day, which is out like on the Columbia, but I ended up not going.
Damn. Again, up top it says follow us on Instagram. If you just joined us, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Just type in "Living in Portland, Oregon" on both those. You'll find them. And as always, there's our number right down below and our email address. Literally, any other questions, or if you're even moving here or thinking about moving here, relocating, make sure you shoot us a text or email or a call, however you want to get a hold of us. But yeah, I mean, if that's it, that's kind of ended the comments. We really appreciate these. This is a lot of fun. We're going to continue doing it. We're supposed to go at 5 p.m. today, but I got to take my daughter and my family out to Frozen 2. So excited about that. And they serve brewskis in the movie theaters here, so I'll be having one of those. And but yeah, if there's no more questions, guys, we really appreciate all the questions. Make sure you, if you're just watching this afterwards, subscribe to this channel, click the bell so you're notified every time we do a new video and go live. Jesse, you got anything else for these peeps?
No, I mean, I just we got some cool stuff coming up here in Portland this weekend, and the Fed just announced too that they're gonna get rid of a lot of the fees on the VA loans, and a lot of good things coming with all that stuff. So I'm super stoked for
VA
2020.
loans, yes, VA loans having big changes, and our loan limits went up. So if you want more information on those, they really help you out. Shoot us a text, a call, email, and we will go fully in depth with Addison, our lender, on that as well. So
Yep.
we got your back. So I think that's it. No more comments. We appreciate you guys. You guys have a great night.
Peace.